So before we start, this video is of Wiz, one of my spaniels, at the age of 3 years old. This dog came to me, I purchased him at 5 months old, complete nervous wreck. Look how I transformed him into a confident, happy, working dog. So what's the best advice I can give? To get your dog to a good standard, you don't do it overnight. It takes commitment, it takes time. This dog is 3 years old here and still novice-y. By the time he's 6, he's a fully experienced dog, knows what he's doing. Although I'm working on the shoot here at the age of 3 years of age, he's still learning. He is still learning that I have to be listened to. But look at the focus, look at the drive, look at the way the dog is keenly looking in the direction of the birds because he's loving it. This dog has had discipline, this dog has had correction, but this dog loves the game. If you put these dogs under this temptation and let the prey drive kick in and you haven't done your training, you're going to have a dog that you can't control. It's simple as that. Over the years, I've seen so many thousands of dogs out of control on shoots. People thinking they've got dogs that can run in trials, that they could work in a hot situation. They have to keep the dogs on the lead. They can't send the dogs during the drive because the dogs will go after any other bird that flies or drops in. So they see the movement and they chase the movement. What we want is the dog to take the birds that we want the dog to pick. We need those runners in the bag. It's as simple as that. It takes experience to do this sort of job. Because I've been doing it for so many years, this isn't my first rodeo. This isn't my first dog I've trained. I've trained hundreds of dogs to very, very high standards. The more dogs you train, the more wisdom you pick up, the more you understand. Now you could say this dog is slightly fidgety. Yes, he is, but watch the arse. I don't want that arse moving, but he's focused. He goes to pick it when told. He doesn't go till he's told. I'm still educating him, but this is where he's learning to become a master craftsman in the environment under temptation. It's as simple as that. It looks simple, but it's simple because I've done it for years and years and years. It's like any master craftsman. When you watch them, they make it look easy. This dog just got better and better. I see mistakes in this video because he was 3. I don't rush them. I don't take them on a shoot at 12 months of age unless they're ready or a client wants me to give them some experience on the shoot. And so I have to rush those dogs slightly for the clients because the client's not going to wait 3 years for his dog to be fully trained because of the expense. I totally understand. But what you've got to realize is the dedication and the hard work that goes into this, the movement, the timing. Look at him now. He's full of himself, but you want that delivery in better than that. But you don't want to destroy that desire. If you destroy the desire, you haven't got the same dog. You'll have a robot, you'll have a dog that you can send, but you won't have a dog that will hunt and work for you like this dog. This is what we call a mid-pace dog. This isn't a high-drive dog. This dog was so easy, but you mustn't destroy the character of the dog. You must allow that dog to gain that confidence, to want to get those birds for you. Look, he's loving it, absolutely loving it. He wants more. The steadiness out in the open, go when told, confidence to get out there, not looking back for guidance, marks the birds when they're down. Why is it so important? Look at the Labrador coming across, no chance. No chance, out of control, Spaniel beats him. This is the true skill. Can you do this in this environment? Look at this dog. Is he sitting at my side watching me, giving me eye contact for treats? No, he's not. He's focused. He's ready for the next one. Why? Because he loves the game. We're just tapping into the natural ability of the dog, the natural instincts. Do I want him looking at me? Do I want him focused on those birds? Watching those birds come down in the woods, look. I know I'm watching the dog. That's why he's out in front of me. He's out in front of me about 10 feet. So I can see the dog's reaction. Look, I'm watching the dog. He wanted to go. It looked like it was going to run. I sent him. It didn't run, but he marked it down. I still had the steadiness. Too many people are scared of letting a dog gain that drive and desire. The skill is sending these dogs on runners. They're the birds that you need in the bag. Anybody can go around and pick the dead ones after the drive, or send a bunch of wild dogs to go and pick them after the drive. The real skill is having a dog that you can work in all situations, whether you're in a beating line, whether you're in a picking up line, sending the dog during the drive, or whether you just sit the dog there and pick the birds after the drive. But how many of these birds do you see with their head up and they need dispatching? This is what this dog's there for. This is the steadiness that you need, but you also need that desire to get out there and pick it when told. And like I say, it doesn't happen overnight, but if you train the Corleone way, we'll show you how to get that dog to that standard. There's plenty of tricks in the trade that we'll show you over on Patreon, but we also show you how to use discipline and correction at the right time. But we also express so much about 95% fun-based training. Now, I've been attacked because I talk about discipline, I talk about correction, I talk about e-collars. This dog has never had an e-collar on him. He doesn't need an e-collar on him. But it's a tool in my toolbox that I will use with certain dogs at certain times to get the best out of them. But not all dogs need e-collars. Why should you train every dog on an e-collar? Why should you have to give dogs the same amount of pressure? Because they're all different. Some dogs push boundaries, other dogs don't push boundaries in the same way. But all dogs will learn to play you if you let them. It's as simple as that. Wiz now is 11 years old, and it's his last season probably because he's going deaf. And it's unfortunate because he's fit enough, but he's going deaf. But what a wonderful life he's had. He thoroughly enjoyed his life, and he still wants to go hunting. The body wants it, the mind wants it, but as we know, age catches up with us. This dog, like I say to so many people, was not one of my best dogs, but because of the experience he had and the years I worked him in the field, he does come into that top 10. But the reason that I give that opinion is I like a driven dog, a more driven dog than this. But the thing is, technology is now good because we can show our work, what we can do with our dogs. But we can't go back 30 years, we can't go back 20 years because we didn't have the technology to video it. It was just so expensive. Some of the old video footage is such poor quality. With the GoPros that I use these days to teach, it's transformed how to train a dog. You can train a dog by watching videos on the internet, but you can't beat one-to-one training. One-to-one training is the best you can get. But if you're in a group and people search all over the internet for these groups looking for the ideal advice, and there's so much crazy comments and backbiting and bitching and look at me, I'm fantastic, all the gear and no eye gear. Over on Patreon with Corleone Gundogs, Chris Upton, we show you how to get the dog to a good standard. We show you how to change your dog's mindset because you've followed other people with no understanding, or you've followed videos and think that's the way to do it because society now says everything can be done with love and affection and treats. We love these dogs. We adore these dogs. I miss taking this dog out and working him in this sort of situation for one reason. I put all that work into him. That's the birds we picked on one drive. I was showing you 2 drives here, and there's the other birds from the other drive. Now those birds are £40 plus VAT each. I think we earned our money. I think we really earned our money by picking those birds. At the end of the drive, I've got a pile of birds, and then we can go up and sweep up through the valley and look for more. And that's what we do. So during the drive, we may pick 40 or 50 birds. Then afterwards, we sweep up and we just drop piles and piles of birds to be picked up, tied up, and taken back to the shoot lodge. This is real gundog training. This is the way we do it. Now you're going to have your haters, you're going to have your antis, you're going to have your fur baby lovers who won't understand the life that we live, the life we're allowed to live because it's within the law of this land. If we don't stand up for what we do, we will lose the right to be able to do this because of the majority who have no idea. We have to stand up and stick together for the sake of the sport we love and the dogs we train and the dogs we have got such a passion for. Hope you like this video.